Shots fired, shots fired.
1033 on channel 10, 1033 on channel 10, shots fired.
I'm good, I'm good. I'm good.
Check yourself.
I'm good. Dylan, you good?
I'm good.
What unit? 408 5308 Valley View Avenue.
Need some cover.
One down.
Hands up!
Farmington, New Mexico cops showed up at someone's house, and oddly, it was the wrong house. The house they were looking for was across the street. It's dark, they can't see anything, and this is the United States of America. So when someone comes to your house, you approach with a gun, especially at nighttime, because who knows? And when cops see that someone comes out to their house with a gun, they get to shooting because, oh my God, he's gonna kill us. It's weird how that works. Cops are on edge, which they always are, but they're even more on edge because everyone has a gun. And folks who don't have a gun, they assume have a gun because everyone has a gun. They shot and killed that man. His name was Robert Dotson. And that second set of firing that you heard there, that was when his wife walked out and was distraught and trying to figure out why they murdered her husband. And they got to shooting at her too, because it's the wild, wild west in America. And this is exactly what we're saying we want. There was several good guys with guns. One of them died. I guess this isn't working out the way they'd always planned. One more part about this, because this is more of the startling aspect of it. Those cops had just figured out that they were at the wrong address, but the gunfire ensued anyway. Listen to them talk about it.
Farmington, please. Is this not 5308? That's what it said right there, right?
No, it's 5305, isn't it?
108. Can you 10-9 the address?
5308 Valley View Avenue at a confidence factor.
Don't tell me I'm wrong. Oh, hey, hands up! Shots fired! Man! Hands up! Go!
Didn't take very long. You go from figuring things out to just shooting because, oh my God, I'm going to die. And after they shot the first time, then it goes, you okay? You okay, buddy? You okay? No. By the way, the buddy was not the person they're shooting at, but their other fellow officer, because that's who they're concerned with, because this is like gang battles out in the middle of New Mexico. Let's go to graphic 3, because this is some of the things that they were saying in case you couldn't fully make it out from those body cam videos there. The officer knocking on the door and another officer not shown or heard discussing the address. You heard that. And that one of those was titled as Officer 1. And he said, it's not 5308. That's what it said right there, right? The officer who was knocking is heard saying in that video. Others said, no, it said 5305, isn't it? Is what they said. And then the officer knocking asked in his radio to confirm the address. Then he's told it's the correct one, 5308. I guess it was a little too confusing for them. But one thing that's definitely not confusing is to get their hands on their gun as soon as possible, because a human walking out in the middle of the night, is like 11:30 at night, and they're looking for a domestic violence call, is worthy to be shot because they're scared, because everybody's got a gun. But there's an NRA leadership forum that happened over the weekend where they said everyone needs guns. In fact, we need more of them. Do you think they care? What do you think, Jess?
Let's think about how much of our tax dollars go to police budgets. In so many cities, it's like 80% of our tax dollars are going to this force. And when we talk about, hey, maybe that money should be allocated towards some other things, some things that are preventative, like, I don't know, if we have a problem of gang violence, maybe we need some more youth programs. Maybe we need better education to prevent people from ever going down a path of making their income through committing crimes. This was a case where there was a domestic violence call that they needed to respond to. If you're worried about us, I don't know, defunding the police or reallocating parts of the police budget towards other forms of community safety, you're worried about there being no one to call or no one coming in a case where you really need it. That's already happening. You're in a domestic violence situation and the police show up and shoot your neighbors. That's the America we live in today, with this amount of money, like 90% of many cities' budgets going towards the police. If we heard about this in the news and it was framed as a foreign country and it was state armed forces come onto civilian property and shoot people unprovoked, we'd be like, how could this happen? What a terrible country. That is the country we live in. We really need to have a sober analysis of what happens in America every single day. People are dying. We're not safe as it is right now. The answer is not to give more money to the people that are doing a terrible job running our criminal justice system.
And then when all the leaders of that foreign country, former lead, head of the country, president in this case, and everyone else that wants to be president in the same group, go and talk to a group of people and tell them we need more of it. How much will we be critical of that nation? How much will we say we need to rescue them? We need to have some kind of operations involved to save those citizens. Yo, Americans are going to start standing on their roofs with, with signs up, please save me. They won't let me leave. Oh, a 20-year-old woman got pregnant and she can't leave the state, Idaho. Things like that continue to happen to this country. And we take away people's rights. We bring more fear for other folks. And the situation, the mental state of everyone here just gets worse and worse. And the one thing that's positive is that you can get your hands on a gun immediately for less background checks, fewer costs for these things, and training and storage and any of that. Anything you want, get your hands on it. And then these cops, who I've said a million times, they're just people who then clock in, put on that uniform and badge, and put their array of weapons around their waist. And they're the same people you'll see in traffic that have attitudes and that are depressed and they have bad marriages and all this. And they'll take it to work. And they're just as afraid of guns as you are. They just have the opportunity to shoot you with it. They're still afraid.